So hey guys, and welcome back to X-Plane 11. So doing the return leg back to Venice from our last flight, and once again we'll be using the PACX add-on to provide the passengers and back-end simulation for the flights. So flying with Ryanair as per usual, Echo India Delta Yankee Alpha, and like I said, we've got the PACX add-on ready to go. We'll set up the flights here in a couple of moments. The FATSIM flights have been set up. Everything looks ready to go. It's just a case of inputting flight information, doing it from turnaround states, and then, yeah, making my way down south to Venice Marco Polo. So, first things first, well, actually, we'll do set up the flight on PACX. So, it's Echo Golf Mike Charlie, London Southend to Lips, and then time for departure will be, whoops, what's this all about? Time for departure will be 15 minutes. Flight time will be 2 hours on the dot. We'll be there a little bit early if we'll go to plan. Cruising altitude is 37,000 feet with flight number FR. Let's grab the flight number. Whereas it's not on this document, it will be on the fuel plan, which is going to be opened on Edge. So there it is. Alright, flight number FR. I think it's 2183, I believe it was. So I'll confirm on the documents. It's 73800 with 181 passengers on board, was it? 183 passengers even. There we go. It's not quite max capacity, but majority of the plane's been filled. And it's 2182, the flight number actually, so I'll plug that in there. 2182. Custom safe demonstration, we'll be using the Ryanair one, of course. And yeah, it's looking good. So this is the start of flight screen for those who's not into PACX, who's just seen it for the first time. Basically, it's on this screen, passengers. Sorry, you can input your flight information, so your departure airport, your arrival airports, and all the major stuff for your passengers to deal with. So we'll accept that. And now got the interaction options available to us. Also set up smart cards for the virtual Ryanair flights. And while they start their initial contact, we'll start up with the flight setup. So it's Echo Golf Mike Charlie to Lips. There'll be a slight conflict for audio since we're using both PACX and smart cards at the same time. But as the flight goes on, that should become less and less. And it is definitely an add-on worth going for. Right, so we'll use company route. Flight number is FR2182, as we've already spotted. Runway 05 is in use. Next page, remove the chat once it loads. This always happens when I stream, is that something just sticks in the way and... Move! There we go. Welcome Adrianic, how are you doing today? How are you doing? Right, so fuel. Actually, before we do that, we will set up the fuel. Total is 8.443 kilos. So 8.443. Input that. Center tank's a little bit empty, but otherwise alright. And total weight is, I'll check my weight and fuel, 21050. Payload 21050. That's looking fine. Bring it back to the front menu there, and it sets up the rest of that. So ZFW, sorry, oh yeah, it has changed. Reserves 1.1 with a cost index 23. Cruising altitude of 370, and average winds en route will be 317 to 014. 317 to 014. Looking good. Next page, we'll execute that. And I've just realized I need to go back, sorry, page, there we go. Then takeoff, we'll do after we set up the routes. So, first waypoint will be Debts. And then it's via Lima 6 to DVR. Followed by, whoops, Lima 9 to Conan. Uniform Lima 607 to Ataba. Then it's Mike 738, which does not exist, so I have to fly direct to our next waypoint, which is Adosa. And then it's Lima 612 for our final waypoint, which is Albert. Activate that, execute that, back to departure. We'll use 10 degrees of flaps, center gravity set, and 1, 2, 3. That should be fine. Takeoff's been set. And while passengers are still going through the late stages of their boarding, what I will do is start my first contacts with them, which would be to introduce some flights and get ourselves ready to go. So, whoops, hang on, I'll do shift 10. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, on board this Ryanair flight FR2182 from London Southend to Venice. So flight time will be approximately 2 hours, and here in the flight deck it's me on my own, so we don't have a co-pilot, and you'll be looked after by our flight attendants for the flights. We thank you for flying with us today, and we hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy your flights. And so what I like about PACX is the fact that, so this will be a generic public address, we'll in fact see us on board that later. So yeah, generic public address, and with PACX, one thing I do like about it is that you can talk to the program, talk to the passengers, and then clicking OK. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, on board this Ryanair flight FR2182 from London Southend to Venice. Reads it back to you. Approximately 2 hours, and here in the flight deck is me on my own, so we don't have a co-pilot, and you'll be looked after by our flight attendants for the flights. We thank you for flying with us today, and we hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy your flights. So remove the fuel truck and turn on the seatbelt sign, and we'll get the flight crew to tell passengers to put the seatbelt sign on. Okay, and if we now go to the flight setup, it's got another 10 minutes till we should be departing. But on board we have got all our passenger names here, including a few stats about them and their reason of travel. So in this case, this one here, Tommy Mendez, is a male, 53-year-old, travelling for business. He's happy, not too hungry, he's sober, not tired, and seated on board. Reginald Smith, also on leisure, 7 years old, male. And I like about this, like I said, it fills the aircraft with passengers. We've got 183 different names here, and I'm guessing I'm quite hyped about PACX, mainly down to the fact that this really is just an FS Passengers kind of spiritual successor in a way. I don't think it'll be exact in how it operates, but certainly a lot behind it that I'm quite excited for. So we'll talk a lot about that during the flight today. And in a couple of moments we'll start our pushback. What I'll do now is turn on the APU, and then pre-plan our pushback while that one turns on and stabilizes. There we go. Ground services, better pushback pre-plan. We're pushing to the right for runway 05.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
It won't be too long. And it's not the successor of FXP. Like I say, FS Passengers will still be on its own. But like I say, almost like a spiritual successor. Not the same products, made by different people. But in terms of getting actual passenger simulations like X-Plane 11 P3D V4, at the moment, this is the only real add-on out there that will get even close to that. But I do hope that one day FS Passengers will see an update, but chance of that is unlikely with the developer Daniel Polly being rather sick at the moment. Shane doesn't get any scenery for Southend X-Plane 11. Potentially. I mean, I know UK 2000's been quite active recently, so he could potentially release one for X-Plane at some point soon. Other kind of thing. I mean, it's not exactly the same, like I say. There are differences between the two programs, of course, but there's no real alternative at the moment for it. Anyhow, do a weather check here at Southend. It's QH1018 actually, so I'll set that up correctly. TCAS will set once we start pushback. There's another traffic here, so not really much to go on there. And if I see if there's online, got ATIS at Heathrow, sorry, Stansted ATIS, and we've got London Centre Control. Do we need to contact you for any clearance? we possibly need to. Let's push its flies map load, which will give me the map of where this guy's based. I don't think so. Let me have a look. Let me tune into him quickly. 132.6. Actually, yeah, it does look like we may be contacting them.
Common Control, good afternoon. EV864 with you.
Yeah, we'll go through them. We'll do the clearance. Get our departure ready.
We're passing altitude. Flight level 40.
EV864, climb now, flight level 70.
While we wait to make sure the SL sets. Rotate speed is 142. Good afternoon, London Centre. This is Ryanair 4 Zulu Bravo with you, ready to copy IFR to Venice.
Ryanair 4 Zulu Bravo, Longitude, hello, number 1 for clearance. I'll call you back shortly.
Roger that, 4 Zulu Bravo. So it's going to get my clearance information sorted before sending me out to Venice. So in the meantime, I'll do a quick final check of everything here.
02 Papa, descent altitude 4,000 feet, turn right heading 090 degrees, cleared ILS approach runway 33.
Exits, and well, actually, yeah, get everything to drive away at this point, and we'll score the exits.
Stand by.
Aircraft will be secured. Everything looking good. We'll turn on the anti-collision and strobe lights. The intention to start up the engine shortly, and with the APU active, we can actually remove the ground power and chocks. So we're now just waiting on the air traffic control to get in contact with us for clearance. It's then a simple pushback. Taxi to runway 05, which should be in use right now. It's not us. And then we'll make our way to Venice. About a 2-hour flight, like I say.
02 Papa, there's going to be communication with tower. Runway 15 is the active and the wind's 190 degrees at 8.
Another 5 minutes or so until we're expected to depart, so that's not much of an issue.
As you are right now, so let me know what you'd like to. 33 please, 7002 Papa. 7002 Papa, Roger. Clear, one established localizer runway 33, descend with the line. Established on the localizer 33, descend with the line, 7002 Papa.
Just information there. Contact Heathrow Tower. So is there Heathrow Tower active now? Oh yeah. It might just be out of range of us right now.
22 descent level 130. Runway 67 Alpha Echo, climb flight level 320.
And give it another few seconds, then we'll call in again, just get an update.
EV864, climb flight level 130.
Climb flight level 130, EV864.
Once again, EasyJet has just got its clearance. And hopefully we'll be just after him now.
Speedbird 297, you're leaving my airspace shortly, so you can give yourself a little extra on unit number 122 left away, bye-bye. 122 definitely.
Any updates on the clearance for Ryanair for Zulu Bravo?
Ryanair
There we
2
go.
4 Zulu Bravo. You're clear to India Papa Zulu via the Dover preferred departure route. After departure runway 23, turn on track vet link, climb to altitude 3,000 feet. QH is 1018, squawk 0343.
Right, that's that right. So departure runway will be 23 and climb up to 3,000 on departure. Will be QNH 1018, squawk 0343 for Ryanair for Zulu Bravo.
That's correct. Push and start approved. Taxi at your own discretion. Call me when ready for departure. Runway 23.
Push and start approved. Taxi at own discretion and will report Ryanair for Zulu Bravo. Right, so it's 0343 on the squawk.
20 pump. So it's 22 December 130.
0343, that's already pending. We'll start our pushback now since we're on the ground for a little bit longer. With that being said, we're actually going from the other runway now, so we'll push back this way.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
And we could also set my departure here as well to 23, not 05. And again, no departure. We'll just go straight on to own heading.
Easy 864, climb to level 180.
Close flight level 180, easy 864.
Right, so starting our pushback. We'll quickly now make a general interaction with the passengers. Thank you very much for your patience, passengers. We will be starting our pushback very shortly and making our way to runway 23. We'll be airborne in about 3 minutes now, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the flights.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Yeah, this will be just a generic public, I believe.
Thank you very much for your patience, passengers. Starting our pushback very shortly.
Range from touchdown
Yeah,
on
born in
27
about
left
3 minutes now, so sit back, relax, enjoy the flights.
Engine start approved when we start.
3,000 feet, QNH 1018, range from...
And it's actually going to do set 37 as well, just before I forget. So 370.
London Control, Canadian Express 67, hold with you, France 1 X-ray departure at 5,000.
Express 674, hello.
How's GP to you? Another 745 user, right? Not bad. Welcome to the channel, David. How you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat.
Parking brake.
Parking brake has already been released, but I'll release it again.
Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
Engine start approved. Go for engine 2 first. This time it should all start without any hassle.
Yep, that's correct.
16, 17, 18.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your
Easy 59 Victor Bravo, London Control, very good afternoon.
Flight directions have been set, so I'm going to throttle as well.
Squawking 7337, expecting the day to Alpha, easy 59 Victor.
And in a second we can start up engine 1. There we go.
Apologies, 7537, easy 59 Victor.
Engine 1 starts.
Easy 71 Quebec Zulu established on ILS.
Easy 71 Quebec Zulu, contact gas 6 hour 124, decimal 225.
125 decimal 225.
So wait for that to tick over again, then we'll switch the bleeds, turn on the packs, and turn off the APU at the same time. There we go. So power onto the engines, AP bleed off, engine bleeds on, packs 1 and 2 active, APU off, and that should be set. So the aircraft will be pressurised, place 10,000 feet with the cruise, and this is looking good.
Set parking brake.
Parking brake, set, flaps down to 10,
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
1228, thank you for the great evening. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Easy 17.
and trim down to 399. And we have been given clearance taxi at our own discretion, so we'll be able to go as soon as we're ready to go. Fuel pumps are all active. Fuel pumps, sensor tank, we should turn those on since there is a little bit of fuel in the sensor tank. Disconnects and hand seals on the right hand sides. Everything else is looking good. Seatbelt sign is active. Safety announcement is going on with the cabin crew.
turn left saying 280 degrees, when establishing
So while I let the
local
aircraft sort
access,
itself
turn
out,
left at
we have a look at
two
the
thirds
flight
of
record
our
so far. She just departed 2 minutes ago, but otherwise it's passenger satisfied, and the cabin's ready for departure.
We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All passengers seem happy at the moment. No one. There you go, got a content guy here, Hugh. But yeah, for the most part, they all seem happy.
Canadian Express 674.
So that Falcon now disappear. You're going to drive to the right, wait for your hand signal to come through, and the British Airways push back there. Should be stable actually, should it not? I mean, this is Southend. There we go, hand signals there, parking brakes released, throttle up.
Units 1018, descend 4000, +22.
Runner 2 Echo Bravo, switch to Unicom now 122.8, bye-bye.
So taxi shouldn't be particularly long. Safety demonstration has been completed, so we'll ask passenger cabin crew to sit down. Cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff. Please be seated for takeoff.
Runner 2 Echo Bravo, switch to Unicom 122.8.
Cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff. Please be seated for takeoff. And there's the sim brief one actually sounding at the same time. So like I said, there was going to be a small bit of conflict between sim brief and PACX at the moment, if using them two together. But once smart cars, hang on, sim brief PACX. No, it's not sim brief. Sorry, it's smart cars I'm talking about. But yeah, once smart cars V3 comes out, which is something that I know is in active development, something that TFDi Designs have announced. I believe it will have full integration with PACX, and therefore will be a little bit smoother with the announcements, especially with the sound packs that a lot of virtual airlines will have.
The last station calling, repeat your call sign only.
Alright, we'll hold short here, and
Swiss 22, turn right, heading 050 degrees.
let's the ATC figure out what they're trying to do there.
Bit broken, I think it was 010 degrees for Swiss 22.
Aircrafts, put that on.
050.
Double check everything looking good. We'll set the
050, Swiss 22.
eject takeoff brakes if required.
Zibo 2 for Romeo, contact Heathrow Tower 118.
Otherwise, everything's good. No warning lights all off.
118.5, speed 2 for Romeo. Bye-bye, have a great day.
You too.
Ryanair 4 Zulu Bravo is ready to depart. Holding short runway 23. Yeah, just go whenever they tell me to, basically.
Right, 4 Zulu Bravo, runway 23, clear for takeoff to wind 080 degrees, 7 knots.
Clear for takeoff, Ryanair 7 Zulu Bravo. Right, takeoff has been given. Everything looking good. All trackings are turned on. It's not going to mess this one up. Throttle goes up. Turn on the landing lights and runway turn off. Tax lights off. APU is off and inactive. Pack's been set. Let's enter the runway and let's get out of it. So go for another departure. See how the passengers react to that. And then it's yeah, 2-hour flight to Venice. But hopefully the wind's heading southerly at the moment. We may actually gain a little bit of time, especially towards the end of it, when we start heading more southward as opposed to the east. There's a little bit of a threshold at the moment. So I believe the runway actually has been extended here at Southend, so it's now a little bit longer and goes all the way to the taxiway. But I could be wrong with that. Anyways, we'll enter 23, now on the thresholds and onto the runway. Engine's 50%, both stable, full throttle.
London Control, good evening. Sorry, good afternoon. We're about 379 at Luton Airport.
80 knots.
379 London Tower, hello, clear to Madrid.
Costing it fine here.
2203.
B1 rotates. Positive rate, gear up. Gosh, we really did take up a lot of the runway there, I must say. Anyways, engines are up. 400s. Flaps stay at 10 for a little bit longer. Landing gear lock. We'll turn on the autopilots.
36.
That's up to 5, 1000.
Zimmer 4 Bravo 56 36 CG13 Romeo Kilo.
That's up to 1.
Korean 2019, are you not following your Korean 2019, are you not following your route? Turn right heading 0 at 0 degrees.
Right heading 0 degrees.
We go to the FMC and sets DVR as our next waypoints.
330.
Insufficient fuel, that should be alright. We have plenty of fuel on board.
330 Canadian Express 674.
Let me double check quickly. Fuel on board, yeah, got plenty of fuel for this journey. And also zoom out on the PFDi a tiny bit, just to continue with that. There we go. Passengers should be satisfied, very satisfied. We've got an hour and 51 minutes till arrival. A few people sitting here, ready to go. Otherwise, all looking good so far. We should make it on time. I mean, what was it here? 1 hour 51 minutes to arrival. Smart cards claim it's 2 hours 15, but once it gets to cruising altitude, that's when the number gets a little bit more accurate. Passing through 4,000.
Easy 864 you come now 122, that's my way, bye-bye. Jersey 760 there, my slide now.
The screenshots, because I do use a snipping tool for mine.
Now heading 170 degrees, vectoring ILS approach runway 15.
Yeah, I'm still the only person to ever use snipping tool for any reason. Only because I do find it quite useful for taking screenshots, basically. Close that. And don't think there's any for announcements. Ooh, two people talking over the top of each other there. Yeah, I was going to say, I won't do any announcements just yet, although once we get closer towards cruise.
Stand by. 674. Resume on navigation, direct Somva.
Send altimeter.
Resume all navigation, direct Sombra, Express 64. ED145 Alpha approaching proper descent.
Easy 145 Alpha. You're not in my sector and you won't enter it. You can continue with Unicom 122 decimal 8.
Ah, poor EasyJets. So we have departed, all looking good. Weather's pretty clear and everything is stable. So what I will do is turn off the seatbelt sign. Actually, we'll turn off the fuel pumps first, since those are now low on fuel. Sense tank. There we go. And then turn off the seatbelt sign, and then have the cabin crew do the announcements for that. So we'll go for the pre-recorded one. Seatbelt sign off.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Also past 10,000, so land lights come off.
Ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when seated in case of unexpected turbulence.
And leaving voice from Com 1, so has London Control had enough and just gave it? Oh no, it's come back. That seems a bit weird. Maybe just a server reset or something.
I'm not sure what happened there.
There we go.
Center speedbird 6207.
6207, London Show, hello, squawk identify now, Sarah 130.
Also turn off the RTO brakes actually. But other than that, everything else looks pretty standard. So, PACX. We'll go through a rundown of that in a couple of moments. See what they included now we've departed. We're very satisfied. We've got the first bit of contacts from the flight attendants there. And then what I'll probably do is, yeah, when we get towards cruising altitude, I'll then do the generic announcement of, well, yeah, we've just reached cruising altitude of 37,000, which is about 12,000 meters. We'll talk about the destination. We'll check the METAR there when we have reached cruise as well, and then figure out what we're going to do after that. But what I do like about PACX again is just the fact that it gives you the ability to talk to your passengers. I mean, yeah, we've got these fake passenger models here in the cabin of the Zibo, but now finally we get to talk to them, and they get to react to what we say and how we say it. So we can fly down the south of the UK for a little bit. Got Orbex, England South providing scenery here. And as it stands, it should be a rather simple flight, that. Not cool enough for controls just yet, but I presume once it gets close to cruise, that will be something to start.
EG 13 Romeo Kilo, descent parallel 170 and report your speed.
Level 170, speed test 275, EG 13 Romeo Kilo.
EG 13 Romeo Kilo, roger, speed at 270 knots or less.
270 or less, EG 13 Romeo Kilo.
Tom Jet 40 X-ray Charlie, speed at 280 knots or greater.
Okay, we'll increase speed to 8, sorry, no. Tom Jet 40 X-ray Charlie.
Crew now 2019 at climb by level 310.
So I'm listening out to the comms now, because in a couple of moments we should be switched over to Unicom, as we are about to leave the airspace, just heading south. Got a little bit left here, but I don't think it's going to be for particularly long.
Correction Jersey 76 kilo Mike, fly heading 240 degrees, descent altitude 5,000 feet.
Okay, it's the next waypoint, so we're going to have a left hand sign very shortly. We are flying over between Deal and Dover at the moment, so that there will be Dover Beach below us. One of the more famous ones here in the UK. Also the entire port as well for the ferry to France, which is just visible on the horizon there, but only just.
85-9 Victor Bravo, descent level 200 to be level 25 miles before Trent, Tango November to about there. Tango November, Tango.
Descending flight level 200, level 25 miles before Trent, EG 592.
Speedbird 6207, switch to Unicom now 122 decimal way, bye-bye. Runner 4 Zulu Bravo, switch to Unicom 122
There we
decimal
go.
way, bye-bye.
12.8 for Zulu Bravo. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too, next time.
Right, so it's 12.8. We're now on Unicom. So it's now just monitoring the text chat for the remainder of the flights. And as far as I'm aware, at least right now, there's no active towers currently in Italy. And I don't think there will be one for the remainder either. We don't particularly get too many. So that's something we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for. Yeah, so just navigating out of the UK airspace, and I believe we're going to go through Belgium rather than France. Belgium airspace usually works a little bit better, as I know a lot of airlines do like to try and avoid most of France with the history of them striking and whatnot. Yeah, I know not a lot of airlines like going through that, and they try and avoid it where possible, unless you're A, flying to France, or B, maybe heading to Spain from the UK. But we are going to cut French airspace, leave over Dunkirk, and then it's through Brussels as well. So nice and simple. Cut across for a short moment. We'll go to the airports and actually plug in our ICAO for our destination, which is Lips, Lima, India, Papa, Zulu. As it stands, weather is 5 knots, 270. No reported winds. Yeah, the weather's absolutely clear. Weather's been pretty warm as well, actually. Yeah, that's looking good. So 27 degrees at the moment. I'm sure passengers will definitely be happy with that. Obviously, you come into land. So if I remove the info there, which I don't really require anymore, and focus on the actual flight itself. I'm sure there's also going to be a few people who ask about PACX throughout, so it's looking like an interesting one. Alright, so coming out to cruise shortly. Passing through 27,000 now, flight level 270. And our ETA as it stands is now coming up to 1 hour and 9 minutes. So yeah, we are, oh wow, 1 hour and 9 minutes, we're not going to do that, that's for a fact. Yeah, Smart Cars' flight time tracking is not always the most accurate. I don't think any flight tracker is particularly accurate for any flight simulator add-on. It's just something that, I guess, jumps around no matter what you try and do. Especially with X-Plane 11, where the airflow around the aircraft and all that kind of changes a lot with your flight time. FSX and P3 is a little bit easier due to the fact that flying is a lot more stable and there's not exactly much that can really affect you. But no, starting with X-Plane 11, a lot more can move around with your flights. Yes, Frankfurt message, not for us. Going up to flight level 300. With 37, we should be way above any of the issues with the clouds. Those look more like 20,000 for me right now, 200. Just hopefully X-Plane 11 doesn't have an issue loading these, because as you know, S-Plane clouds always a bit of a struggle. Passengers should all be satisfied. I'm very satisfied still. We're currently on time. Hope we made that a little bit earlier as well. Once we come in towards approach, we'll make a decision on that. But besides this, yeah, no one's hungry, everyone's sober, no one's particularly tired, and everyone's still seated. Don't think there's really a way you can like send drinks or anything. So we've got seatbelt sign on, general address, diversion delays, problems in the head of schedules. And I say, eventually at some point, I'm sure we'll be able to get the information like aircraft ahead of schedule. Sorry, no, aircraft time to serve food, time to serve drinks. And, you know, just the usual like miscellaneous stuff you get when it comes to serving passengers throughout. Still in early access, PACX. And we'll be in early access for a little bit to come. But once it comes out, then I'm sure we'll have definitely a lot more of a solid product. That's for sure. 34,000. I'm there, yeah, I'm literally just here, edge of my seat, waiting for us to reach cruise, just so I can talk to passengers again, because just the whole way it kind of gives you the, you speak to your passengers, it sends it back to you with a voice filter on top. You can turn that off if you find it annoying, just as the playback option here, but I quite like it. Otherwise, yeah, something that I certainly, I'm liking it, I'm really liking this. Set the display to highlight for 4 seconds, I think 2 is fine though. Shift 9, Shift 10. This is none by default, but you can just set something up in the meantime. This should be Shift 9. Oh gosh, what have I done now? There we go, that's fine. Shift 9, Shift 10. Although, be careful if using OBS, because as I found out earlier, OBS uses 9 and 10 as the default key bindings for the start and stop streaming, so that led to a slight issue. I had live stream cut off just in the middle of nowhere, but other than that, as it stands, PACX is certainly looking like a really strong add-on when it comes to what it's trying to do. I'm sure that once, like I said, later in development, a lot more time goes behind it, we'll certainly be able to get a lot more for what it kind of gives you. The PACX is an add-on I am definitely excited for. Here you go, so 1,000 to go. Right through 36,000. In a moment, we'll then go for our top of climb thing. So what we go along, so it would be good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached our top of, we just reached our cruising altitude of 37,000, which is 12,000 meters. Flight time approximately, we'll get the number up from this as well. Yeah, let's go for it. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have just reached our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet, which is about 12,000 meters, cruising at 241 knots or 540 knots ground speeds, and we should be arriving in Venice in about an hour and 20 minutes. Weather's looking good, 27 degrees, with clear skies all around. We hope you sit back, relax, and thank you again for flying with Ryanair. There we go, so this is a general message. We have just reached our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet, which is about 12,000 meters, cruising at 241 knots or 540 knots ground speeds, and we should be arriving in Venice in about an hour and 20 minutes. Weather's looking good, 27 degrees, with clear skies all around. Oh, I'm not going to go for my thank you flying Ryanair message at the end. Oh, come on, guys. Yeah, there is a certain cart static it does go for, which is, like I said, something I will message Colin about to see if I can get him to extend it just a tiny little bit, so it's not kind of missing out half of my messages. I mean, like I say, it's an early access product. Came out yesterday, 10 PM yesterday, UK time. I think it was 5 PM Eastern time, so quite late for most people, actually. But it's certainly a great one that a lot of people have said positive things about. I don't think we've seen many negative remarks about it. What I want to do is get rid of this excess data I don't particularly need. Stations, what that is. Traffic will show. Don't particularly need many airports. Copilot side's already zoomed in, that's fine. Yeah, that's about all we really need for this flight. We've slightly increased our altitudes with the weather change there. The weather changes are always a bit harsh in this simulator, but like I say, nothing particularly outstanding. Passengers all happy, and once you start coming into land later, we'll be able to switch over to a nice landing. We'll also just adjust the frames here, making max FPS. X-Plane's running a bit slow this latest version updates. Hopefully it'll pick up soon. Otherwise we're going to have to start lowering some of the graphics settings, which is not really what I want to be doing. So, how are you guys doing right now, watching the stream? All looking good so far? Like I say, there's a nice little add-on this PACX. Now, I don't think it's one that many people actually particularly own just yet. I know it's had a lot of people looking at it and kind of just figuring out how it worked, the ups and downs for it, but it's not so much one that everyone's purchased like day one. I think there's been a few people that kind of just want to see what there is, what it offers, before you actually give it a go. So in my case, the previous live stream from Venice to Southend, it was a case where we came in, did have a go around, which was caused by the fact that my approach was just not looking great at all, too fast, too high. But no, other than that, it's actually not a bad looking one. So, is there anything else I can particularly say to the passengers? Not right now, but what I can do is just go through all the features of it for those who are just tuning in and interested in what PACX does. So we'll start from the top. We've got the interactive passengers. So we've got general public addresses, we've got seatbelt signs, diversions, delays, aircraft problems, and if we're going ahead of schedule. And well, yeah, depending on what you're doing, you can switch it. So engine failure will be a problem. You can switch between engine failure, fire, generic, critical, generic, minor. You've also got a header schedule, like I say, so slightly, very slightly, moderately, considerably, or extremely. We've also got the delays, so if for some reason we're delayed, so go around to what I used in the last one. We've got generic, passenger assistance, rejected takeoff, technical issue, traffic, unknown, and weather. We've got then the length of how long we'd be delayed for. Man, a very long delay, 90 minutes, that'd be a pain. We've got diversions in case something goes wrong here. General public address, so that's just repeat what I just last said. And then seatbelt sign if you choose to change that. So if we go for public address again. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have just reached our cruising altitude. So yeah, it's going to use what I just said a couple moments ago when we reached our cruising altitude. So let it run through and then we'll go for the next setting. Or 540 knots ground speeds. And we should be arriving in Venice in about an hour and 20 minutes. Weather's looking good, 27 degrees, with clear skies all around. So next we've got the settings, which is just your generic settings page. So you've got key bindings to hide and pop up, which is, well, I recommended 9 and 10, and that works out quite nicely. Again, minus OBS, which I've now fixed. Also hides display, so after 2 seconds, if I click away and do nothing, it just disappears after 2 seconds. You've then got your device, this is your this is your headset, so what audio it plays back from. Microphone's automatically your main active one, but if you don't have a microphone, then basically just don't use the voice interaction, stick to interact with passengers and crew. Volume's your normal volume. Mute audio and external view works better in P3 and FSX than XPen 11, because XPen 11's got a bit more of a stricter kind of setup for the audio. But if you do that, in XPen 11, it kills all the audio. That's just a drawback of this platform. Although in P3 and XPen 11, P3 and FSX, if you're in the exterior mode and don't hear the voice comms, then you mute it. Otherwise, you can hear from the outside of that. Behaviour, so instance, so if passengers can start punching each other to death, basically, if you're running too late and start annoying everyone. And that's also other issues like maybe, I don't know if it's like engine failures, bird tracks, stuff like that, or if it's just passenger incidents, but instances of that. playback voice public addresses. That's what happens where I speak into the microphone and it reads it back to me in the pilot voice filter, telling it off to not have the read back. Deboarding time and boarding time, that's just send like how long do you want to wait on the ground till people get on board. And then you've also got the accept time, so if you're saying a speech but it doesn't quite match what the thing's automatically detected, then you have 3 seconds to kind of set that. And then also you've got the advanced ports network, which you can then set it up from a second computer and control it indirectly. Voice, that's just voice interaction. I won't click on it, but you've seen what it does. It just brings up the voice menu where I speak into the microphone, and then it just repeats what I say. And then flight status, like I say, this is where your passengers are interested in. So you expected arrival, 1 hour 26:15. Passengers are very satisfied at the moment, which is all good. And click on the passenger menu, it shows you all the names of the passengers on board, including information on their name, age, type of travel, emotions, hunger, drinks, tiredness, and seated or not. So seated at any moments kind of really gets affected when you're on the ground and in the air. But let's say you've got different passengers, different reasons to travel. So for example, Sophia here is on a leisure, while Milton, Bonnie, here you go, is here for business, going to Venice, 76 years old. There you go, Daryl is 27 years old, also on business. Don, 13 years on leisure. Rosa, 9 years on leisure. I've got quite a young... I've got a number of young passengers, I must say. There you go, 24-year-old on leisure. So we've got a slightly older leisure passenger, but we've got a lot of children on board, I must say. You go, 52-year-old on leisure. 76 on business. 19 on leisure. But it's, again, each flight's got different passenger names, and it's just a lot of fun. A lot of fun to kind of know who's on board and what they're doing exactly. One thing I actually do want to check is maybe the reason it's not working so much, because yesterday, for some reason, my saved settings have just disappeared on this cloud path sides. Yeah, I think that's... Has it reset? I don't know actually. I don't know. Okay, 25 to 40, so no, it hasn't reset. That's about right for what I've said before. Making 19, which isn't too bad, and then we've had a few moments where it kind of shoots up a little bit the FPS, but yeah, it has already been 50-50. This latest version, release, I think it was released kind of at 3, so it's been a bit heavier. But hey, we'll see what Extreme 11 it's 11:30. Well, yeah, 11:30 release candidate 3. Which means it'd be interesting to see what release candidate 4 will bring us, which probably isn't too far away now actually at this point. You've got the Flights and Expo next month, which will definitely have a lot of people talking about the future of X-Plane. I'm certain that TFDi will be there with their PACX add-on. And yeah, just overall, it really is looking strong for the future of this add-on. Sorry, taking the screenshot. Snipping tool, always the best tool. And the engine's cut off there. Might get a weather change. Altitude has changed as it has. When are we due to land? We land in approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes. Smart Cars claims it will be 49 minutes, so you could actually get a few in early, which means I'll get the chance to use the ahead of schedule thing, 30 minutes, but we'll see what it looks like for the approach once that's been set. But ETA for landing will be, we'll say 48 minutes as it stands, but will likely change because I'm sure the winds are kind of just playing a bit of an effect on that. Only 39 knots, so it's not as strong as it used to be. During the winter that would be like 70 or 80 knots. But otherwise we're doing alright for our schedule. Certainly gaining a lot more time in the air. A lot more than I was expecting actually as well. We'll almost definitely cut down this 2-hour flight time into something a little less than that. Now, how are you doing, Josh? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, thoroughly enjoying PACX so far. I can't wait to see what it will bring in the future. Right, so we are now leaving. We've left Belgium airspace already, I presume. That'll be well behind us. Let's track current location. It will be in Germany. Yeah, okay, actually, it's not too far behind us, Brussels. So yeah, Belgium airspace we've now left, and we are, like I said, we're now in Germany. And the nearest town we'll be flying over will be Koblenz, which will be just ahead of us. By 40 nautical miles, we're making a right turn anyway. That's the Amaz waypoints. So I shouldn't. Possibly won't make it over that town anyway. Passengers will still be satisfied. Not much can anger them, unless you're flying inverted, of course. Something I'm not particularly interested in. So back of the cabin looking good. Left hand sides, view of the rivers and world below. Not a single cloud in the sky, like I say. Should be nice and clear. Venice temperatures is currently 27. And I'm actually going to Venice in the real world actually in 2 weeks. I'm going there on the 11th, so that's something I will certainly be enjoying. Am I FR 8127? I get my no, it's 812. Sorry, it's 2182. Sorry, correction 2182. Yeah, as it stands, not too much going on. If I check the VATSIM map, sorry, Project Fly map quickly, just to have a look at the environment around us. There's not much in terms of traffic. I mean, well, it's 5 PM now in the UK. I can presume a lot of people getting ready for the Champions League finals, so that's certainly going to be an interesting one. Ooh, Madrid airspace is going to be very busy then for the Champions League. That will be for certain. Going to fly over Frankfurt. That's something we'll definitely be having a look out for then for traffic. Otherwise, yeah, not looking too bad. We are definitely ahead of schedule. How many minutes? Possibly 20, but I won't make any calls out on PACX, just in case we do have any long-winded approaches coming into land. And then double check if it was on the line. I don't think that's the case. There's a few people actually. Yeah, London Centre, the guy I was speaking to earlier. Essex approach, Stansted's quite active at the moment. Luton will get a few Essex ones as well then. Delta Sierra, I'm not sure what airport that is, but you've got Tower, Notice, Love, that's Innsbruck, yes. Innsbruck Centre's currently active. Lima Tango Sierra, LTC Centre, I'm not sure which area that would be. And you've got another aircraft. So you've got an observer and then a supervisor as well, also currently online. Should we talk to the passengers? Is there anything we could talk about? Let's see what we can do. Bring up the menu. We'll close that. Yeah, I'll go for a weather update. So, shift 10 I've all gone for. Welcome ladies and gentlemen. We've just got an update from the tower at Venice. Like I said, the weather is currently at 27 degrees with completely clear skies and not expecting any turbulence en route either. We should also be landing a few minutes early. We have done very well for our departure out of Southend, and so later on I'll give you an exact time on how early we'll be. Again, it cuts off slightly early, but hopefully soon that'll be extended. like I said, the weather is currently at 27 degrees with completely clear skies and not expecting any turbulence en route either. We should also be landing a few minutes early. We have done very well for our departure out of Southend. And it just cuts because there's a limit of 20 seconds for voice comms. If I can get that extended to 30 or 40, that will certainly help not only me, but probably a few other people actually who like going for the slightly longer-winded voice comms as well. But like I say, depending on what I say, will affect what passengers feel as well. So very satisfied, so that's gone up. And we've got a lot more happy and content passengers as well. Now, we are Ryanair, so there's one more thing I actually need to say. It goes along the lines of this. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder as well that we are serving our scratch cards on board this flight today. You can buy one for €3 or 5 for the price of, 7 for the price of 5. We do also remind you that all income we get in this does go to charity, and for a chance to win €1 million or free flights, a free car, and other prizes that also come with the scratch card. So that'll be another general one, so no need to modify it. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder as well that we are serving our scratch cards on board this flight today. You can buy one for €3 or 5 for the price of, 7 for the price of 5. We do also remind you that all income we get in this does go to charity, and for a chance to win €1 million or free flights, a free car. Just a sigh. Just a sigh. Yeah, I've got to keep everything down to 20 seconds. Has Colin woken up yet? I don't think so. Yeah, not just yet. So, keeping on the comms. We are now getting Frankfurt messages. Yeah, this 40 miles has definitely lasted a little while, I must say. Not particularly fast cruise either, 0.77 knots, but should be alright. If need be, like I say, we can always increase our speed as well. That's just require changing the cost index from 23. But I don't think we'll be touching that just yet. Go for the map quickly again. Get an update on our position. We are now south of Wiesbaden, and Frankfurt will also be behind us. Actually, it's more towards our northeast. So if I look directly left, if I spot, there you go, there's Frankfurt, our main. And that below will be the city of Frankfurt. It's not exactly looking great, but I'm sure if I got a Vorfo on that, certainly would that certainly look a bit more appealing, the wild environments. Go for a weather update at our destination. Still looking clear, 27 degrees without any change. We've gone up to 14 Gs, that's fine. And yeah, still 7 knots, no updates to the winds. So quick updates on the flight situation. Our ETA stands at, well, not the screen. Oops, actually is this one. Yeah, sorry, our ETA stands at 35 minutes. Not going to happen. Well, PACX still believes it's going to take an hour and 2. I mean, if I show you this one, it shows you the difference. Bring it back. Click on that. So yeah, 1 hour, 1 minute 58 compared to 35 on the smart cars. So I could potentially say there's a half an hour early arrival for this, but I don't really want to say much until we get closer to Italy, maybe even the top of descent. If I check the map again, yeah, before we start our top of descent, I think that is when we'll do the announcement for coming in early, since we do have the apps to cover. Although the winds are now starting to get slightly, I guess, worse for us as it comes more of a crosswind. But we don't particularly fly much more south than this. Top descent in about 400 miles. It's another 40 miles left until we get to our next waypoint anyway, so that won't need too much difference. Still all good. About to take over to the hour. So it's 2182 that says, yes. Just your same standard info. All looking pretty good. So close that and leave it at that. Once we get a bit closer to our destination, we will then also start setting up our approach. Good chance of landing on 2-3. Yeah, we departed 2-3. Winds not too dissimilar in Italy to the UK. So like I say, it will likely be a 2-3 right landing. Or is it 2-2 rights? Is it 2 or 3 or 2-2? Ooh, that's a very nice lighting on that. 0-4, which means it's the 2-2, yes. Okay, so we runway 2-2 right for landing. I don't think that's the foothills yet, I think that's just the Rhineland. but not the foothills of the Alps. They don't come for a little while. Not even Rhineland actually. Rhineland's like north of here. That's just the yeah, near Strasbourg. So Moyhouse, those small mountain range there. But Alps doesn't come for a few more miles. Those are the foothills that we're looking for. And so once you reach that, kind of be the main symbol of what we need to start thinking about our top of descents. Look from the external view. I mean, when we come into land at Venice, actually it won't particularly be evening because it's now the summer, so the sun is still quite high in the sky, and won't be much lower until we land because sunset doesn't go until. Hey Google, what time is sunset in Venice? 8:52. So yeah, just shy of 9 PM. Is when the sun will set in Venice, so we'll get a fairly bright approach and landing. Although if all goes to plan, we'll have a slightly softer touchdown on landing. I mean, my landing at Southend earlier was certainly a bit heavier than it should have been. As a result, yeah, certainly just, yeah, didn't put much on the landing gear there. 500 feet per minute, I think it was, 506, so it'll be a hard landing. It'll be a traditional Ryanair landing. But to be fair, on a runway shortest to Southend, maybe not a particularly bad decision. I mean, during the takeoff run, we did use up the entire length of the runway. I think we were towards the touchdown zone at the other end, at 05, and we actually lifted off in the end. It's a shame I can't listen to any of the radios on smart cars because I'm live streaming right now, so any music on this, or one, first of all it's copyrighted music they're playing, so they would have licensed it, I won't have, and two, radios can be very strict when you stream their stuff live, and even record it from their stream as well, so yeah, best not to play it during the flights. Best I can do is maybe note copyright sounds, but they have good ones, they have bad ones. I mean, Alan Walker Fade, I think, is still the best they've ever produced. Actually went on to become a bit of a hit song as well, actually. When you look at the radio charts and all that. So yeah, I'm liking the angle of that as well. I might grab a screenshot of that. The screen will go blank for a few seconds, but I'm going to wait for the chat to disappear. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I've been a bit screenshot heavy recently. But they are worth it. I mean, just look at that. Very nice. Stick onto the Discord channels as well. Go on to likes in Discord. Not that last on the fixed chat or screenshots chat. Stick it on Elites in media. Stick it on the FSAT group as well. screenshots? Oh yeah, just some screenshots, look at that. So, another left turn, and I think that's the final major turn before, yeah, come towards the end of the route. Top of descent in just over 80 miles, close to 100. Let's do another weather check here. It's thing, right? So 10 knots at 230. So actually, it will be a 04 left, won't it? Yeah, it will be. Albert, I don't think setting the X-ray Yankee Zulu, yeah, it does. So Zulu, I know it doesn't do anything. One Bravo, Charlie, Delta, or 2 Bravo. No other options for approaches. So if I set an R nav, I don't think it's doing anything. Yes, it will. Right, ILS it is. So I've actually never understood what the X-ray Yankee and Zulu means for the different ILSs. I've never spotted any difference with the approach or anything. CI's, yeah, 04 right, rise. That one starts at lattice actually, so maybe there is a slight difference of entry points. This one's also at lattice. Let me have a look at where the lattice waypoint is. So it's ellipse, approach charts. I'll use Sky Vector, let's have a look. If I do a search for lattice, yeah, that makes sense. So coming in south, and that would work, but not particularly with any of the approach patterns. Laren, where's Laren? No, so we'll raise that. I'll raise that, sorry, so it'll be Yankee. Laren again. Yeah, these aren't exactly great approaches for me, and I don't particularly want to be heading in from the south, so if I raise that, let's go for X-ray. I should even need to go for X-ray. Let's go for Yankee, which goes straight into lattice. Bring that across, execute that, init ref, and let's set our flaps for 30. It's a 151 approach, so 04, whoops, 04, let's try the other runway, see if that changes the winds. Init ref, that's stack 6151, yeah, okay, so it'll definitely be what I've selected earlier. Let's go to 22, it'll be an ILS 04 Yankee, yes. That goes in there, execute. And then init ref 30 at 151, like I say, it's 109.95, 039, 109.95. $109.95. $039. And then 039 over there. So top descends in 80 miles now. We'll then be able to figure out our landing. Celulos Hasta Panama. Welcome Alberto Stream. Welcome to chat. Welcome to chat. Sorry, I did miss your message earlier, but how are you doing today? How are you doing? Yeah, so approach has been set. We're now on the foothills of the Alps and soon to fly over them. Ooh, we've got the Lake Geneva down there as well. Massive lake. And our landing certainly is looking quite optimal because we're not going to have to go around like we did for Southend. It's just straight in approach, come into land. So 22 minutes to arrival. We'll give it a stretch of 30. .46. So if we said it came in 15 minutes early, and top of descent will be in how many minutes? Next waypoint is 133 nautical miles, 16:55. So descending in 20 minutes, and then 15 minutes early. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck. Just a heads up that we are actually 15 minutes early when it comes to our landing, and we should be starting our descent in about 20 minutes. So heading over the Alps now, and once we cleared those, we'll be making our way into Venice. So 20 minutes to landing, and approximately 20 minutes till top of descent, and then 30 till landing. So this one is a modified, sorry, there we go. Ahead is scheduled by... okay, so we'll have to go 10 then, because I'll do 15. And then acknowledge that. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, just a heads up that we are actually 15 minutes early when it comes to our landing. And we should be starting our descent in about 20 minutes. So heading over the Alps now, and once we cleared those, we're making our way into Venice. So 20 minutes to landing, and approximately 20 minutes till top of descent. And then 30 to landing. They keep cutting it. But yeah, again, another passenger update, and since we are announcing that we're coming in early, I should have actually done well for the passenger satisfaction, because, yeah, content, a few happy ones. Yeah, it's about the same. Maybe at some point I'll do a long-haul flight, so cross continents. Maybe even over the Atlantic, we'll fly to New York from London Heathrow. And, yeah, we'll see what passengers think about that on longer haul. There are a few things that I certainly need to learn beforehand, but shouldn't be particularly difficult to manage. And if I do check my PACX timing now, yeah, 34 minutes landing, so I need 15 minutes to get down. Sorry, 15 minutes extra on top of my actual scheduled time here to do the approach in, plus taxi to the gate. So timing should be fairly accurate compared to what we're looking at. having a look, there is now an active air traffic controller over Austria, but where I am right now in Liechtenstein, not as much. Sorry, we're not quite at Liechtenstein, we're just like to the east of it. Yeah, Liechtenstein doesn't really have much going on through it. It's a tiny little country, separate from Italy, but it's not even separate from Italy, sorry, it's separate from Switzerland and Innsbruck, which is Austria, but yeah, it's kind of got its own little corner of the Europe. Completely landlocked, but not a particularly bad country for finances and jobs and all that. So they're doing well for themselves. So we are now over the Alps, the main thick of it. And then once you clear that, we'll then do our descents and then make our landing shortly. 40 miles till then. I zoom in on the PFD. Another aircraft to my right actually, flying the same direction, 3,000 feet below me. Although, won't be able to see them, because as we figured out in the last stream as well, you only spot them when they come super close. Otherwise, not going to happen. Not going to happen. FSX has always been better for the AI model LOD radius and spotting. There you go, 40 miles, top of the descent. To be fair, we'd have already started descending had I not set up my approach path, because the last waypoints did add a little bit of distance between the intercepts. So, was it Albert was the last one, yes, 24 miles from here. And then there's another 28 miles before we get to Lattus, which is then the next waypoint for the runways intercept. It needs to be at 1,264 feet for the intercept apparently. That, actually, we are flying over the coast, so that does make sense. I'll probably let the VNAV guide its altitude completely down to 0, so I won't set anything for that. And then looking at Lattice at 3,000, it's still 6 miles of very low altitude flights. Well, as I said earlier, even just a moment ago, flying over water means that it won't particularly lead to any issues with our high altitude objects in the way. It's just water. Maybe a boat, we'll see. Approaching 20 now, so zoom in on the PFD. Shall reach choose 20, we'll then set the altitude to 0. Once again, I don't think there'll be any active tower in the way. Let's get into a better view. Yeah, we've got Frankfurt, we've got Delta Sierra, Golf, Who are you? EY4536. Okay, not sure exactly who you are. We've got Innsbruck. We've got Innsbruck ATIS and Austrian Centre. Yeah, I've got the Observer as well as a supervisor. So not particularly active, but not completely dead either. Got a guess a slight mix going on in there. Slow this down to 1000. And in a couple of moments, the aircraft will then automatically set up its descent. Zoom in on that. There we go. 1 mile. 1 mile to descent. There we go. Engines cutting down. Even cruise. Let's talk to the passengers once again. What's our landing time now set to? Jetpacks. It's 23 minutes. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck. We have now started our descent and should be landing in approximately 20 minutes. So if you will please return to your seats, in a moment we'll be turning on the seatbelt sign as we prepare the aircraft for landing. So this is just again a general public address. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck. We have now started our descent and should be landing in approximately 20 minutes. So if you will please return to your seats, in a moment we'll be turning on the seatbelt sign as we prepare the aircraft for landing. Some screenshots are just too good to miss, they really are. Get that. Quickly paste it somewhere. And one from the passenger view. I don't think I've taken too many more after that, so it should be alright. Seatbelt sign comes on. PACX again. We'll then do the generic announcement of seatbelt sign on.
fasten your seatbelt.
I mean, I don't think there's a way you can do a top of descent and cruise altitude one, so which cruise altitude will just be general, but yeah, not so much one for the top of cruise, so top of descent. Maybe I'll get that one added. There's a lot I'm going to go to the TFDi forums about this evening, just throwing a few ideas that I have noticed throughout the day, and kind of see if I can get any of those implemented into the sim. I mean, I don't know about how many people actually own PACX right now. There's a few people out there, but like I say, not quite as many as I thought there would be. But I've probably had a fair look at it. Probably use it the most in terms of like the flights really and that kind of stuff. So let's say last night I was up till 3 to 11 2 long distance flights, as well as the I guess the engine failure from the previous stream as well, which hopefully if it goes to plan I can just erase from existence because the new YouTube editing tools. Thank you YouTube. But certainly a little bit that I've come to learn about this program. Things that could be better and things that it is doing pretty well on. I mean, right now, if you're looking for a simple passenger report and all your flight generic information and all that, we put some spoilers on because I'm sure it's going to ask me to put drag on, yes. Yeah, if you're looking for a passenger report, just a way you can communicate to passengers, have a bit of a laugh and do all that, yeah, PACX is looking really good for that. But there's actually a bit more interaction you could do with the passengers to get it even better. And we'll see what the future really brings. So like I say, I'll give the forums a couple of suggestions. And after that, we'll then see where the future of them goes. But I'm certainly enjoying it. That's something I will definitely say. Having been a long time user of FS Passengers, it's not quite there at that level yet, but it's getting somewhere. It's kind of filling the gap that I've been missing for so long. Sadly, there's no more blue screen top left of the corner. That's will forever give you flight stats. But you are getting quite a nice little menu out of it. I mean, that is not too bad looking. You've got your basic info here. Maybe get some stats, say, for example, like average feeding, sleeping, like average tiredness, average hunger, average sleep, that kind of stuff. A few more stats to fill this menu. Thank you for following Ninja and Aldo. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And yeah, see what the future of PACX really brings. But as of first release, I've got no complaints there. And by putting it as an early access, TFDi have definitely pushed away the criticism, because at the end of the day, now is the opportunity. So if any of you guys actually watching as well see any ideas that you want to add as well to the future of PACX, then also go to their forums and stick it down there. Because like I said, it's early access and will be for a little while, while they kind of build it up, just get to the level that they want, and that we certainly want as well. Right, we'll cut off the spoilers now. Woo, weather change there, visibility drops. We'll cut off the spoilers since the airspeed has now reached around 280, which is what it's kind of looking for more right now. Descent rates 2,800 feet per minute. Oh, getting a little bit shallower at times. We have set our radios and nav frequencies to the runway, so that we'll be able to tune into on lower altitude. There you go. Hi, Ninja Ronaldo. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. You're doing great. How about me? Not too bad. Not too bad. Thoroughly enjoying PACX. Flying a couple of flights around Europe at the moment with Ryanair. And yeah, that's all looking pretty good. And I've also got a Flight Sim World video, believe it or not, to release this evening, which will be an interesting one. Certainly look from a different perspective, but also the last time I'll do a proper reference to Flight Sim on this channel, at least for a little while now. Because, yeah, it certainly has come to the end of its life, and it's now been over a year since they cancelled it. So May 24th, last week, they cancelled it on its year anniversary. Well, no, they cancelled it a year ago. May 24th was the first anniversary of being cancelled, and then, yeah, like I said, today I'm going to do a small video on that, before putting Flight Simulators to bed. Thank you. Who's this? Thank you for subscribing on YouTube as well, Ninja Ronaldo. Much appreciated. That puts us on. How many subs then that puts us on? Just quickly show this. 2525. Always appreciated. There goes a little cup. Right, speed's gone up again a bit, so we'll carry on with the speed brakes, 17,000. Seatbelt sign is active and passengers have been alerted. Oh gosh, another one. Alright, thank you for hosting. Much appreciated again, Ninja Ronaldo. Always appreciated. So, we're about, I'd say, 30 minutes from landing. According to smart cars, we'll actually be down in 7, but I put it a little bit further than that. So when I get to about 10,000 feet, I'll turn on the landing lights, and I'll also use PACX to ask the cabin crew to be seated for landing. Again, that's something that you don't ever get to do in normal circumstances, but with PACX, you finally get to do it with your own voice. I mean, like I say, you do have the tablet, you can alert them for landing via the PA system, but with your own voice, it's just so much cooler. So much cooler. Let's go back. I don't want charts, sorry. I want to go to map. We'll do a quick weather updates. That's looking fine. Again, winds are still at 7 knots. They have calmed down. And we'll be over Venice shortly. Vicenza, sorry. Vicenza, sorry. Yeah, past that, south of it. And then the main airport setup isn't particularly far away after that. So we are about to reach 10,000 feet. With the spoilers arms, we should be able to slow below 250 without too much hassle. Although the engines are spoiling up now, so I will cut the speed brakes. That is slightly annoying, but yeah, we've got another 2,000 feet to go with that. Lips, traffic. So lips, traffic. Approaching runway 22 right. Sorry, 04 right. 04 right to land. ETA 10 minutes. Yeah, that's about what I really say. We're not using any stars since we don't exactly have one for this runway. But regardless, we'll be able to commit to an approach. Right, 20 miles away from the airports. We're at 10,000 now, so we will set the landing lights on. Everything else looks set, that's all fine. APUD on the ground. Let's go for the altimeter, get that all ready. Fresh, it's 1019, that's fine. Make sure this is set when we turn off standard altimeter. And we will now go below 250 knots. Perfect. In fact, we'll keep them on just a little bit longer to help the aircraft below 10. Cabin crew 10 minutes to landing, 10 minutes. Cabin crew 10 minutes to landing, 10 minutes. And so, in reality, the cabin crew would do their 10 minutes to landing chats, but we don't have that. There we go, down at 9,000. Flaps we keep a little bit longer, but not by much. And it's flaps 30 we want, and what was it again? 151 for the approach speed. Down to 150. That's good to see. So a little bit faster, like I said, than usual, but not by much. Flaps 1. Visibility is a little low, but not too terrible. Temperature still stays at 27. Drag required. Can't get the Zibo to work. It's just something's wrong with the airfoil. Then engine blah blah. Could you tell me how you did it? First of all, have you still got the default 737? What you need to do is copy the. This is how I do it when it comes to like a new setup. I mean, updates are separate, but for a new one, you copy and paste your 737 folder into a different add-on folder, rename it to 737-800X, and then drag the Zibo folder on top of the default 737. That's how I know a lot of people get it to work, and it's what I sometimes do, although I don't think it's particularly needed anymore. Also, make sure you're running the full version and not just an update file, as that might also be the issue. So look for the release candidates or the full versions, and not say, because what version are we on now? 14.1? I'm not quite sure what version of Zibo we're actually on right now, but look for one that ends in .0, not with any letters. So it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Those are updates, not full files, not full versions. So look for one that does not have a letter, and that should also work for you. Now guys, if you're on Discord, feel free to pop me a message and I'll happily walk you through it after I land. My Discord link should be in the description of Twitch, just scroll down for that. Anyhow, we should be landing shortly. PACX. There we go, another 9 minutes. That also includes the time to taxi on the ground, which won't take particularly too long. And since we are flying to Stansted, we can also go to on the main terminal gates, although a bit away from the main bit. As any other Ryanair flights not flying from Stansted will then go to the what's it called? The outer gates, the remote stands, that's it. My next flight will be to Stansted, and this will be a premiere. I'll set my altimeter. Will be a premiere because I am slated to flying in the real world to Venice in a couple of weeks. Should be quite exciting. Right, 10 miles away from the intercept. Running through 5,000, 10 miles, now it's coming up to 8 miles intercepts. There you go, 8.6 miles, 8.5, 8.4, 8.3. Current flaps, 5 degrees, although that's 10 in a couple of moments. And it should be 15, 25, 30. Or is it 15, 20, 30? 25's not the 737. And very shortly, will be a left-hand turn, getting us onto an intercept with the runway. Airport's not yet in sight, although actually where the EasyJet is, I can now spot where the airport approximately would be. Right, we are 1.5 miles left turn. We'll bring it flaps down again. VOR localizer set. We are on the vertical, not yet lateral for the ILS. Well, left turn right about now. Definitely change that. Left turn. Lips. Traffic. Runway 2 right. Established. Landing approx. How many minutes would that be? 3 minutes. Gear down. Flaps 30. Water brake 2. Airport should be, there you go, right there. Runways in sight. And the EasyJet hopefully will be holding short for us as well when we come into land. When he's still taxiing to the runway, either he departs before me, and so we'll see him departing at the end of the runway, or what most likely will happen is he'll depart after I land, and therefore he will, whoops, bit of a wind change there. Oh, did we just move it to a headwind? Weather warning. Lips, winds have just changed direction, heading 247. Runway 04 would possibly be better suited. We will continue approach. Yeah, the winds have completely switched sides here at Venice. A second ago, it was a strong headwind about 10 knots. It's now done a complete 180. We're flying into a tailwind. When I did that in the real world, flying to Athens 2 weeks ago, we did a go-around. Well, I've already done one go-around today. I don't really want to do a second, so we'll let the aircraft guide itself in. Coming up to 1,000 very shortly. Make sure we're on the approach as well. Aircraft's bobbling up and down a little bit, but not particularly with much issue. So we'll take manual control and yeah, bring the aircraft up a tiny bit. Runways and sights. Careful about the stall line there.
500.
Auto throttle deactivates.
400. 300.
The runway's not actually coming to view just yet. At least it's not loaded in properly. This is a bit awkward, I will be honest.
100.
Although at least there's a centre line, something that I can follow.
40. 30. 20. 10.
Tyre blown, apparently. Though bearing in mind we're landing on grass. This is weird. My X-Plane's really acting up today.
80 knots.
80 knots, reverse thrust cut.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off.
Yeah, the whole
Remember to
runway's
caution
just
when opening the
disappeared.
overhead bins, as items may have been shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If you're making a
Hang on, we'll just make sure that the...
connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
That is very odd. There's a small bit of taxiway just there. Reload scenery. To be fair, at this point we've just landed. Reloading scenery will just kill plenty of time. I mean, I can still navigate the taxiways. All the signs and stuff are still here, and the taxiway lines still exist. But it's a bit odd that everything would just disappear like that. My sim's really been acting up today. I'm not happy about that at all. Soft landing, well, it's not particularly soft landing, it was headwinds that kind of drops us a little bit at the end, but 256 I'll happily accept. Or even 221 according to Project Fly. Flaps can come up. Taxi lights on, landing lights off. And I will need to go to, well, terminals to the right here. Honestly, I'm so confused. There we go, right, so there's gates here. I'll try and park up one of those. We're going to cut on the grass, like we are exactly on the grass already, but yeah, this is just not loaded up properly at all. Yeah, all the airport service vehicles still working as they are. So okay, the EasyJet did actually switch runway to my recommendation at 22 left being more appropriate. So that's always good to know. But still has left me in a bit of a predicament. I hope explain. You really are a pain sometimes. But I won't switch you, not just yet. I won't throw you away for P3D just yet. You still have some time to work with me. I have no idea what gate this is, what stand number or anything. But as long as I can stop the aircraft here, that will be enough for me. The EasyJet will then take off himself. And I'll be able to watch that from here. Yeah, go what a stand here. So going to this stand. Come on. Just a little more power. Here's the gates. And halt. Parking brake set. Should turn on the APU, so we'll let that start up quickly. Could have continued a little bit further here, but that's fine. We can't let ground crew approach us just yet, due to the fact that our engines are still running. And then the, there you go, the A320 will be parting in a couple of moments. Or do I say, sorry, the Delta Airlines 737, disguised as an EasyJet. Right, APU stabilizing. Give it a few seconds. Alright, I know what's going on. Oh no, there you go. Now it's on. We'll switch the bleeds around and engines can come off. Packs turn off. Not those are packs, those are fans. These are the packs. And lights can come off, with it now being safe for the ground services to approach the aircraft. Cabin crew cross-check and disarm doors. Not going to play that back, fair enough. Right, so seatbelt sign will turn off. And do one more announcement. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Venice Marco Polo Airport, where the local time is 6:15, and the local temperature is at 24 degrees. Clear skies, like we said, although ignore the fact we landed in the field. We do thank you for flying with Ryanair today, and we hope to see you guys again in a short time. Thank you very much, and well, yeah, it was a complete disaster. PACX is not playing back any of my sound now. And there goes the EasyJet. I'll check my audio if that's set to 0. No, okay. We'll see. Might just do a restart of that anyway. Right, next thing, so we'll finish off the A cars. Smart cars can finish in the background. File the PyRep. Close you. Projects fly. We can now finish this flight as well. So completes. Minimize that for now. And as for this one, we won't go for a landing replay because there's not exactly much to see with the fact that the airport doesn't exist. What I will do is the conduct test. I don't think we're doing another flight today. And the remote stand, this one won't either. So set chocks next GPU. Power on GPU. AP bleed off. AP bleed off. Lights are all off as set. Ground services will now make their way towards the aircraft, so these will now drive up. And at PACX, do we have the option to start a deboarding? Deboarding status check.
We're ready to go when you are.
There we go. So, deboarding started, about 8 minutes left, which is fine. Staircase is coming in. Turn back to the doors panel. We'll open the forward cargo. And then once both staircases are in place, we'll then set up the stairs foot door, sorry. This one's always the second one to connect. So once you've stopped moving, then we can open both. There we go. Forward exits and aft entry. Quick check for the panels. We'll make sure that everything's reset for the next pilots who will come here tomorrow. Its altitude, we'll bring that down to 0. Course to 0. Comms will stay as 12.8. Well, you thought the local radio was for the previous flights. IS Mac will go to 100. Flight directors disarm. And GP power keep on for a little bit longer while passengers disembark. Everything else is looking good. We'll turn off the window heats and probe heats. Electrics come off, as do the yaw dampener. And that is mostly that, actually, for the setup. Now we can watch the entire disembarkation of passengers if we really wanted to. Back in the middle, but I think what we'll probably do is just end it here. Wish end the flight, yes we do. And go through the stats. So FR2182, 77800s, EGMC to Lips, 10 past 5 planned arrival, actual arrival was 10 past 5, so spot on there. 183 passengers, very satisfied, and 219 feet per minute landing. Header schedule, passenger was parched, but definitely will recommend you at work. We'll upload this one. Oh, come on. I'll get a look at that later. I won't close it, that's for sure. Let's grab actually a screenshot of this, just as a in case kind of thing. But otherwise, not looking too bad. So, I think while we're here in the grass field of Venice, that'd be a nice time to bring this live stream to an end, and stop streaming for the rest of the day today, actually, because I've been live for a little while, to say the least. But no, PACX is certainly an interesting add-on. A lot going on behind it. Not sure why I can't upload it, but it might just be because they're updating it right now as we speak. But other than that, I'm quite happy with how everything's gone today, minus the engine restart and landing at the field, like I say. So, anyone still online? We've got a few viewers still. So I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream today. Do like if you did, do subscribe. I hope you found PACX quite fascinating, at least as much as I do. Oh, there comes the airport. Scenery has loaded. It's just decided to take some time. I don't understand it. I really don't. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy it. Do subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the very near future. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your half-time holiday if you're currently off from school. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.